Hello everybody, this is John9 here once again, and I have another toy review for you guys because we're going back to a true return to form. Not only are we going to be taking a look at more Dino Kaiju in the future, but we're also going to look at a few more Pachimon. That's right, we're going back to Pachimon. And today, what we have to look at is the Emupaiya Metrokabayan, or Metrokabayan, from their movie Moritz Kaiju Daikessen, or from the Kewpie Kaiju, from the Kewpie Mayonnaise, yes, Kewpie Mayonnaise Kaiju Trump card series. Here is a copy of the movie, my copy of the movie, and we can see right there that is Metrokabayan right there. Now, this figure was not made to be 100% accurate to the original movie, obviously. Though it is fairly accurate in terms of how it is. It came with a head card right here. Emupaiya no Kaiju Shirizu. Copyright Emupaiya, of course. It features a picture of the prop of Metrokabayan because it was a pool noodle turned into a puppet in the movie, and of course it came in a bag. So yeah, that's something special. On the back we have the usual picture for all Emupaiya Kaiju series header cards, featuring the monsters in the movie, with Metrokabayan down here. Of course, these guys are completely out of scale in this picture. We have King Dawn, we have Heater, which is back there. You see the light blue feet over there. I have 3 of those now, so that's going to be quite interesting to take a look at in the future. What's his name? I'm trying to remember what his name was. Let's see. Not very well prepared for this one. Oh, it's Mushi and H. Now, based on this header card, or let's just keep this here for now because this is the complete package that you will be getting if you decide to purchase this figure, even though Emupaiya closed down a good while ago, in the early 2000s. As you can see, we're missing Kaiju Oji-san 2-1, which is on the DVD cover. We are missing Puriti Asayan, which I don't really care about because she was a dumb character that was added in there for bad taste. We're also missing Debiru Kobayan, which is also a character added in for bad taste. But the one character that I do think should be on the back of these cards is Meron Genjin Meron, or just Meron. In any case, that's the full package. Let's get on to looking at the figure itself. You can see the holes in his eyes. Metrokabayan. It's one to be very easily messed with. The paint job on this thing is not particularly bad. Of course, the vinyl details are okay. It's completely smooth, unlike what appeared to be in the movie, where it was kind of rough. And on the bottom, you can see copyright Emupaiya, made in Japan. It's not a very large toy, and the paint job definitely could use some work, especially in the mouth section, because while the front teeth are very nicely painted, the teeth on the side are left completely blank. And despite this not being extremely made 100% accurate, it is fairly accurate to the point where you can tell it is Metrokabayan. It's got the same kind of purplish spikes on the back of the body, and the only thing that's really missing from this little pot shot is, are the teeth and the yellow in the eyes. But overall, I think the red eyes, or the kind of bronze brown color, it's a little hard to tell because of my bad lighting. I think it looks fairly good for this particular figure. And obviously that's about it, because this guy really has nothing else left to look at. We can look at the tail fin, and it looks fairly nice based on what it is. It's a nice looking tail fin. The silver looks very nicely sprayed on, or it's a shade of gunmetal. The fins also look fairly nice, and for what is supposedly a Space Eel, I think it looks very good. Zooming out, we can take a look at the articulation on this figure, and it doesn't exist. The head is a separate joint, but if you even slightly try to turn it, the inside vinyl gets exposed, so there is like 0 point to this. Nah. Once we actually zoom out, you can tell that this figure is actually quite tiny. For a good size comparison, we'll bring in my Pachimon trio, because these guys are super important to me as always. Kanjiras, Majiris, and Daigoris, and they do look nice together because they are all very small. But that's a problem for them that's not a problem for these guys because these guys were made in a box set. So, well, you know, it's not a complete box set, but you know, this is as complete as I was willing to get it to. Metrokabayan should actually be a lot bigger considering it was the size of a person's arm at least. But I don't know, maybe it could be a little accurate. So for today, why don't we start off with a couple of Pachimon for comparison. We're gonna compare them to the two of my Peters. I have one in the background over there, as you can see. But we're gonna do some Pachimon comparisons. First of all, with his own company, we're gonna try my unpainted heater or unpainted with the exception of the eyes, and my black metallics and my blue metallic spray heater. Now obviously these guys tower over Metrokabayan, but what is interesting is that Metrokabayan does seem to fit somewhat over his forearm, which is slightly accurate. Comparing it with a Ultra Hero or Ultra Monster Series figure will yield the same result because they're 6-inch, not like 1. Of course, we can also try an Ultra Monster Series figure. We can try Sildron. No, it looks horrible. And finally, let's try a Ultra Monster 500 because Ultrax be damned. Yeah, the reason I'm not showing Ultrax off is because I have them all boxed up, so I don't really want to dig them out. Actually, facing off with the Ultra Monster 500, at least with Recubus, it looks fairly good. You know, other than the fact that these two vary greatly in terms of detail, I think they would put up an interesting fight at least. And finally, with our hero of justice, Kamen Thunder. And of course, it's pretty awful, but you know, you can at least have Thunder wrestle him or something, if that's your gig. And that kind of does it for size comparisons. Overall, this toy is going to get about a 4 out of 5 out of from me, mainly because it is nothing more than an art piece, and for an art piece, it actually looks pretty good. Now, I do wish that the head would actually articulate, but since it doesn't do that in the show, and the only thing it really did was go kind of like blah 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 blah, and with the guy with the guy hands making his mouth clamp down like that, you know, a couple times. It's not something that's meant to be super articulated, and I think it looks pretty good for what it is. Obviously, this guy is going to be a little hefty in terms of pricing because these quote-unquote art kaiju, you know, which is kind of dumb, but these quote-unquote art kaiju are very expensive, especially in the second-hand market because the first-hand market is dead. I would recommend paying about $20 at most for this thing if you really like it. If you're not into Pachimon, it's a very easy skip unless you like the design, and if you're like me who really love Pachimon, then I'd say pick it up. It's not a bad grab. And yeah, of course, you know, the best place to look for these things is in Japan, but if you can't, of course, online shops will be your best offer. I'm not sponsored by any of these guys, but I'll recommend eBay. Yeah, eBay. But yeah, that's about it. Pay $20 at most for this thing unless you really do want it for more than that. And yeah, happy hunting. So yeah, this guy's gonna get a 4 out of 5 from me. I'll see you guys next time.